What if I told you that one single day, September 4th, saw the birth of cities, the dawn of the Internet age, scientific breakthroughs, and even catastrophic disasters? Here on Sentiva of Time, we're counting down the top 10 events that made this date unforgettable, from just 44 settlers in a sunny valley to one of the most influential cities in the world. This is the humble beginning of Los Angeles. Kicking off our list at number 10, we journey back to the founding of a global metropolis. The story begins on September 4th, 1781, with a small group of 44 settlers from present-day Mexico. They were commissioned by the Spanish governor of California to establish a farming community in a fertile valley they'd found. This humble settlement, officially named El Pueblo de Nuestra Señora la Reina de los Ángeles, would eventually become the city of Los Angeles. This wasn't just the establishment of a town. It was a cornerstone in the expansion of Spanish influence in North America. The founders were a diverse group of families who had traveled 1,000 miles to build a new life. Their arrival on this day marked the beginning of a city that would grow into a hub of culture, industry, and innovation, defining a crucial part of the American West. A garage, 2 students, and a mission to organize the world's information. The day Google officially came to life. At number 9, we fast forward to a monumental leap in the digital age. On September 4th, 1998, 2 Stanford PhD students, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, officially incorporated their research project as Google Inc. The company was born in a garage in Menlo Park, California, with the simple goal of organizing the world's information. While their project had existed before, this day marked its official birth as a company. What began as a small search engine quickly grew into a global powerhouse, fundamentally changing how we access and process information. This single event laid the foundation for the modern Internet as we know it. From its humble origins to its role in our daily lives today, the incorporation of Google on this day in 1998 sparked a revolution that would connect billions of people and redefine the landscape of technology forever. The moment the world truly felt connected, when a fuzzy black and white image crossed the Atlantic for the first time. For our 8th event, we look to the heavens. On September 4th, 1962, a milestone in telecommunications was achieved. The American satellite Telstar transmitted the first ever live transatlantic television broadcast. It was a grainy black and white spectacle that captivated viewers on both sides of the Atlantic. This wasn't a continuous broadcast, but a series of short transmissions lasting only a few minutes each. Yet it proved that live visual communication across vast distances was possible. It was a triumph of engineering and a stunning preview of the interconnected world we live in today. Before this day, communicating across oceans was limited to radio waves and undersea cables. Telstar's success opened the door for live global news reporting and international events to be shared in real time, forever shrinking the world and bringing people closer together through the power of television. Before tragedy struck, it was a marvel. The Hindenburg's majestic first arrival in America. At number 7, we recall a majestic moment in aviation history. On September 4th, 1936, The German airship LZ-129 Hindenburg completed its first successful transatlantic flight from Germany to the United States. It was a symbol of luxury and technological prowess. This wasn't just a flight, it was a statement. The Hindenburg was a marvel of its time, offering passengers unparalleled comfort and speed on its journey. It represented the pinnacle of air travel for a brief, glorious period. While the Hindenburg is now tragically remembered for its fiery end a year later, its successful arrival on this day was a testament to human ingenuity and the moment of global excitement. It was a sign of a new era of travel, where the skies were no longer an insurmountable barrier, but a new frontier to be conquered.
It was a window to a world previously unimagined.
The invention that let us see the unseen, how the electron microscope opened a whole new world. Our sixth event takes us into the world of scientific discovery. On September 4th, 1931, two German scientists, Max Knoll and Ernst Ruska, gave the first public demonstration of their groundbreaking invention, the electron microscope. This device would change the course of biology and materials science forever. Unlike traditional light microscopes, which use light waves, this new device used a beam of electrons to illuminate and magnify objects. This allowed scientists to see things on a never-before-seen scale, revealing the intricate details of cells, viruses, and atomic structures. The electron microscope was a game-changer. It opened up a new universe of tiny invisible wonders, providing the visual evidence for theories and paving the way for countless medical and technological breakthroughs. Its public debut on this day marked a giant leap forward in our quest to understand the world around us, a city frozen in time. When Vesuvius buried Pompeii and Herculaneum under ash and history, our fifth event is a moment of cataclysmic destruction from ancient history. While often cited as August 24th, a recent archaeological discovery of an inscription suggests that the eruption of Mount Vesuvius, which buried the Roman cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum, began on or after September 4th in 79 AD. This volcanic event was a natural disaster of unimaginable scale, preserving two cities in a snapshot of time. The ash and pumice acted as a perfect time capsule, freezing buildings, everyday objects, and even the final moments of its inhabitants. The story of Vesuvius is a somber reminder of nature's power. It taught us about the everyday lives of Romans in vivid detail, from their art and architecture to their last meals. This devastating event, now believed to have happened on this day, provided a unique and tragic window into the ancient world. One headline changed everything, sparking one of the largest mass migrations in U.S. history. At number 4, we have a story of feverish excitement and fortune. On September 4th, 1848, the first printed news of the California gold rush appeared in the New York Herald. This was the moment the world at large became aware of the discovery of gold in the American West. While gold had been discovered earlier, it was this news article that ignited the mass migration. People from all over the world dropped everything and headed west, driven by the dream of striking it rich. This single newspaper report set in motion one of the largest mass migrations in history. It transformed California from a sparsely populated frontier into a bustling, diverse state, accelerating the westward expansion of the United States and forever shaping the country's economy and identity. The first step toward the keyboards we use today, when the typewriter was officially born. Our third historical event is a testament to the power of a simple idea. On September 4th, 1843, an American inventor named Charles Thurber was granted a patent for his chirographer, the first true typewriter in the United States. While Thurber's invention wasn't a commercial success, it introduced many of the key principles that would define the modern typewriter, including the idea of a carriage that moves with each keystroke. It laid the groundwork for future innovations. This patent marked a pivotal moment in the history of communication. It was a step toward mechanizing the written word, which would eventually lead to the invention of more practical typewriters, the development of computer keyboards, and the digital typing we use today. When nature struck twice, and the Gulf Coast faced one of its darkest days. At number 2, we turn to a tragic and deeply painful moment in recent history. On September 4th, 2005, Hurricane Katrina, already one of the costliest and deadliest storms in U.S. history, made its second landfall. This time it hit the Louisiana and Mississippi coastline as a Category 3 hurricane. The storm's second landfall was catastrophic, causing widespread levee failures in New Orleans, leading to massive flooding that submerged 80% of the city. The storm's aftermath was a humanitarian crisis of epic proportions, with thousands of lives lost and millions displaced. Hurricane Katrina remains a grim reminder of the devastating power of nature and the importance of emergency preparedness and infrastructure. The events of this day sparked a national conversation about poverty, climate change, and disaster response, leaving a lasting mark on the country's consciousness. 4 days of flames, thousands left homeless, and the day the Great Fire of London finally began to fade. And our top historical event on September 4th, undoubtedly one of the most defining moments in the history of one of the world's great cities. On this day in 1666, the Great Fire of London finally began to subside. The fire had raged for 4 days, destroying over 13,000 homes, hundreds of churches, and key city landmarks. However, by this day, a combination of shifting winds and a successful effort to create fire breaks by demolishing buildings brought the inferno under control. For London, this was the moment of no return. The fire, while devastating, allowed for a massive rebuilding effort that transformed the medieval city into a modern one. This tragic day marked the end of an era and the beginning of a new one as London rose from its ashes, stronger and more resilient than ever before. From the ancient tragedy of Vesuvius to the digital dawn of Google, September 4th has proven to be a day of immense consequence. It's a day of beginnings and endings, of triumphs and tragedies, all of which have left an undeniable mark on our world. What's your most memorable September 4th event? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more historical deep dives, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next journey into the past.